Hey survivors and thrivers, it's sophilialarkwoodbury of thehappymedium.com. Today we're going to talk about therapeutic journaling and how it can be used as an effective tool to help you gain a deeper understanding about yourself so that you can grow and heal. This video breaks down that process, so keep watching. For the best trauma recovery tips, tools, and strategies, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you'll never miss a video when I upload new content every single Wednesday. Hey everyone, welcome back. If this is your first time here, I am a survivor of complex trauma, a licensed professional counselor, a trauma recovery coach, and a certified clinical trauma specialist, helping people and organizations resolve the effects of trauma and build resilience. Therapeutic journaling is a written form of reflection that helps a person to express their thoughts, their feelings, or perceptions that are related to a traumatic experience or a disturbing life event. And it helps them to bring language to that experience, which eventually becomes a coherent narrative about that experience. This technique was developed by Dr. James Pennebaker. He is a researcher at the University of Texas at Austin who pioneered this expressive protocol to help people work through their struggles with stress and trauma. And now in healing complex PTSD, the goal is to integrate the trauma memory so that a person's life story is not just about the trauma, but it's about sort of the grand sweep of their life, the full story of their life, how they're continuing to live in the here and the now. And therapeutic journaling can be a tool to help bring clarity to your experience as you work to construct this coherent narrative about what happened to you, what you did to survive, the things that maybe you missed out on, and what you're doing to rebuild your life. So how does this technique work? Well, it's designed to be implemented for 15 to 20 minutes over 4 consecutive days. So the first thing you need to do is to think about what you're going to write about. I wouldn't recommend that you start with something that's highly disturbing, especially if it's something that is recent, a recent, traumatic event that just happened to you and you're still trying to process what the heck has gone on, what's happened. I probably wouldn't start with that one. I would probably start with something a little bit milder. You may want to start there because what you don't want to do is get yourself in such an overwhelming situation that you run away from it and you put a lid on it. It becomes even harder for you to face it. So that's I would definitely start with something that's not so highly disturbing. If you do, however, feel that you can handle it, I would recommend maybe starting with some grounding techniques, some self-soothing techniques before you actually jump into it, just to make sure that you have some skills that you can use if you need to stop, if you become overwhelmed. I will put a link to a video that I did about body awareness and techniques that you can use to really get your body relaxed when you become overwhelmed when you're doing trauma work. So I would start there. And if you're ready to move forward, you feel like you can handle it, go ahead and schedule 15 to 20 minutes for the next 4 days. So get out your calendar. It can be a physical calendar. It can be the calendar on your phone. I use two different kinds of calendars. I use my phone for some things, and then I actually have one that a physical copy that I open up for things that are a little bit more personal. But either way, however you want to do it, that's up to you. And then what you want to do is find a calm place, a quiet place where you're not going to be interrupted. A place where you can just write, free associate, and there's not going to be distractions around you. And then once you do that, whenever you're ready to start, go ahead and write about the thoughts, the emotions, and the perceptions related to the trauma. So not necessarily about the trauma itself. This is almost like EMDR, where they tell you to bring up the image, and now you're ready to process the trauma. You're basically bringing up the image or the memory or a picture of that trauma, but you're not talking about that. You're actually, you bring it up, you hold it in your mind, and then you do the action. So the action in the case of EMDR would be bilateral stimulation, but in this case it would be writing for you. So you think about what happened, but you write about the thoughts, the feelings, and the perceptions in response to that. So how you felt when it was happening, what thoughts you had, not necessarily telling the story itself. And it doesn't matter you could tell the story or talk about the feelings and the thoughts and all the things associated with, you're still going to come out with the same result, which is integrating that trauma so that it becomes a part of the past instead of an ongoing reality. So I hope that helps. And the last thing I'll say about this before I wrap up is that this process should be free association. So no stopping, no editing, no filtering, no thinking too much about it. It's just writing for 15 minutes straight, non-stop, until the timer goes off. And if you find that you have run out of things to say before the 15, 20 minutes are up, then just repeat what you've already written. A lot of times what I found for people who've done this exercise, and also when I've done it, is that, oh man, I don't really have much else to say. And then when I repeat what I've already written, new ideas, new thoughts start to emerge. And then I can have something a little bit different to say, although it may be kind of along the same lines. And so that's pretty much what you want to do. And then after the 4 days are up, you want to reflect on it in whatever way. It could be internal reflection. It could be you continue to write about it. You want to see what you've come up with over the next 4 days. What is there a theme? Is there something that you've learned about yourself, how you survived? How you're coping, maybe you're still struggling a whole lot with it. Whatever it is, try to get sort of an overall, overarching kind of theme of what this may be saying. If you feel like you've been triggered sort of into some deeper things that you might need some professional help with, please don't hesitate to take this time to reach out to a licensed mental health professional, because there might be this might be the time to start working on some of those more disturbing things that a writing assignment is really not going to do much for you, or take you to that next level of healing. And so be aware of that. But all in all, that's pretty much the gist of it. And so, you know, maybe this will work for you, maybe it won't. Every approach is not for everybody. So if this doesn't work for you, don't feel bad. It may just not be your thing. And so, but I do hope it helps you. Okay, well, that will do it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this video, be sure to show some love by hitting that like button, share with your friends, and drop a comment below. I'd like to know what you thought about today's video and what your biggest takeaway was about therapeutic journaling. If you liked that activity, you think it's something that can work for you, let me know in the comments below. And last but not least, be sure to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you'll never miss any videos when I upload every single Wednesday. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.